Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on SoCraftastic, or welcome if you're new here. I asked you all on my social media platforms and the community tab here on YouTube what video you guys want to see next, and in all three places, Twitter, Instagram, and the community tab here, you guys said DIYs / room decor. I didn't think I'd be saying this, but let's go get the polymer clay. Wow, major throwback here. It still has tape on it from when I moved a year ago. It's kind of sad. Little clays that abandoned you. Before we get started, just out of curiosity, I want to know if you guys remember my clay videos. I actually did a tour of my clay toolbox. So a long time ago. If not, comment below what the first video that you saw on my channel was and which videos you like to watch now, because I'm very curious. I don't know who my audience exactly is, how many of you guys have been here since the very beginning, how many of you guys are like interested in like the art stuff instead, like drawing. I do a lot of hand stuff. So let me know. I'm going to start with my personal favorite of these three projects, which is a wall hanging. So here I have a few colors of clay, and I'm going to use half of a couple of the colors and then one whole block of the lightest blue. It's like a minty color. It's very beautiful. So I'm swirling these together and just kind of kneading them for a very long time. That's the thing about this clay. Polymer clay in general is pretty firm and hard to work with in large quantities because you do have to get it nice and soft and you have to knead it together, mush it all up, and then here I am just kind of like working with a ball, rolling it as best as I can, and just kind of like getting the heat from my hands to make it more soft and workable. And then I am kind of twisting the colors together to get more of a swirl effect. And I am left with this piece after rolling it out. It's just a circle. You want to try to get the thickness of this piece as consistent as possible all the way through. So the rolling pin will really help out if you have one, but it's definitely possible to just kind of press it down with your fingers. And then I have these three really cute star cookie cutters. I think that I got them from Target a while ago. I have a few different shapes too, and there's 5 in each set, so there's even bigger ones. But I'm just using these because I think that they're the perfect size. So I'm gonna pick the best swirl parts to put these down and cut out. I've actually had this sitting out for a little bit so it cooled down and isn't as mushy, I guess. This would be a lot easier with metal cookie cutters, but I don't have star ones. I do have some metal ones, but they're super tiny and or not hearts. Or, I mean, this is a heart and not stars, I mean. Just kind of pick out the areas that have the best swirl. Then, using a needle tool, I'm going to poke a hole in the top point of each star and the bottom. You want to make sure that these holes are large enough for a jump ring or string to fit through after baking. And don't get the holes too close to the edges so you don't have any cracking or so it just doesn't rip apart. After the holes are poked, go ahead and bake in the oven according to the instructions on your specific package of clay. Mine says to bake for 30 minutes at 230 degrees Fahrenheit or 110 degrees Celsius. Be forewarned that some ovens are hotter than others. Yes, this is a thing, so yours might not be calibrated the same as someone else's, and gas versus electric could also affect this cooking time. So if you're worried about it burning, go ahead and use a scrap piece first, maybe something like this, and just kind of bake that first and see what happens. After they do come out of the oven, make sure you let them cool completely because they are scorching hot. Just trust me. Once they cool off, you can decide to either attach these pieces together with some string, or my choice is going to be chain and jump rings, so metal pieces, and I'm going to use pliers to undo the jump ring, put it through the hole, and then attach the chain and like link them together. Then it's complete and you can decorate anywhere you want. Hang it on the wall, hang it in your car, hang it on a doorknob, whatever you want to do. For project number 2, I'm showing you all how to make this really cool pencil holder that I saw on Pinterest. Now there are so many different designs, and I think the hedgehog one is probably the cutest, but I also like the geometric one that has the like points cut off of it. Reppin' the hollow pencils. It's actually so convenient that the UV ones are already sharpened. Anyway, as you'll see in a few seconds, this clay is actually really old and hard. I tried to revive it, but I ended up using different colors. But if your clay is actually soft, just go ahead and start by mixing your colors together. I'm using 2 blocks, as you can see, and yeah, it should just be squishing together a little bit more easily than this. So I'm gonna put just a couple drops of the clay softener, maybe like 5 actually. I'm gonna work that around in here. Over the years, something that I've personally found helps to soften the clay is if you breathe on it. I know this looks really weird, but it really helps. Like, oh, I'm so hungry. Oh, that has done basically nothing. Gosh. Ow. You know what? I give up with this. For this video, I'm going to be choosing some softer clay. My hands actually hurt right now. These are so much better. Still really hard, but it squishes, and that is a good sign. Now that I have some decently workable clay, I'm just squishing these 2 colors together, rolling them around, twisting them, anything I can do to just really knead that clay. It's really important to do this step, and it's also necessary if you are using multiple colors or blocks of clay because you want them to join together seamlessly. So you're gonna have to make them nice and soft. That was such a long yawn. Jeez. After working the clay for a while, I rolled it into a ball with the palms of my hands, and I also used a table to help. Then I kind of made it into like a half circle kind of mound rock shape. At this point, it's ready for the pencils. I'm just going to be sticking 5 into the clay. So there's going to be 5 holes. You want to be careful that you're not sticking them all the way through so you don't create a hole into the bottom of the clay and like, yeah, have it poking out that way. And you don't want them to run into each other either. To be completely honest, I like the Pinterest one better, but I don't know, this one's kind of cool, especially after I get to painting it. But first, I did just bake according to the instructions on the package of clay that I have, or the packages. And yeah, I usually bake on foil. You can also bake on glass. After it was completely 100% cooled off, then I took acrylic paint. I'm using multiple colors. I wanted to do metallic and glitter, so I started with gold. I put a thin coat of that on, followed by silver after that was dry, so you could kind of see a little bit of gold through. And then I did a couple coats of glitter. The good news is I finished painting this. The bad news is I broke the lid to my paint. Completely snapped. It's supposed to look like this. Not anymore. For this last one, I rolled all 5 pieces of clay, all the colors, into thin snakes, and I'm going to twist them all together like this. Yeah. And I'm going to keep rolling and twisting until I get the desired swirl effect. Leo, your tail's on the clay, buddy. Hey. While flattening it, you kind of want to pinch up the sides, but you can also use a bowl to help you shape the clay. This way it'll stay more circular and symmetrical. It'll just be a lot easier than doing it by hand if it's something that you're really not used to. Now that the little dish is out of the oven and completely cool, I'm going to use a gold Posca paint pen to define the rim and give a little bit of a shimmery accent. Be sure to let me know in the comment section below which project from this video is your absolute favorite, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Please check out my most recent video where I painted a trash can. It's really cute. Also, I just tested a 90-year-old craft kit, so I'll link my entire craft kit testing playlist in the description box below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up to let me know, and I hope to see you guys back here next Friday for a brand new video. Bye! So today, I'm gonna get out some polymer clay and do a few, do a few DIY room decor pieces for you all, projects.